Hi guys, and welcome to this long overdue tutorial on how I draw my guidelines for literally every single mandala I've ever made. So first I just want to say a massive thank you, because if you're watching this you are a patron of mine and I cannot explain how thankful I am for your support and for helping me reach my dreams of becoming a successful mandala artist. So thank you so much. So a lot of people ask me how I get the pattern to match up perfectly at the end, or how I keep the symmetry so perfect, and it's all down to the guidelines. It's also important to note that what I'm about to show you can be scaled up, it can be scaled down, you can use it at any size. So yeah, this is just going to be a quick little video on how I draw my mandala guidelines. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's clear. If you have any more questions after watching this, feel free to get in touch. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is find yourself a compass. Now this is a really small one, which is what I use for when I get into the inner circles, like the smaller circles in the middle. You can get these in bigger sizes, and you can also get some that have extender arms. So you can make circles bigger than sort of like 40 or 50 cm. So just for reference, this one is a bigger version, both helix, but obviously this one will be able to draw bigger circles than this one. So yeah, once you've got your compass, you want to start making circles and make them as big as you want your mandala piece to be. So this one is only going to be small for the purposes of this video, but you just want to draw your circles. I'm going to draw them quite dark, but usually I would do them really light so that they're easy to rub out afterwards. Okay, so once you have as many circles as you want, the next step is to sort of segment it out so you know exactly where to put your patterns, and that your patterns will definitely match up in the end and you also have really good symmetry. So what you would need for this step is a protractor, which looks like this. They're really cheap and easy to find, put in most stationery stores, even in like some supermarkets and grocery shops. In their stationery section they'll usually have stuff like this. So what you would do is, you see the crosshairs, see these crosshairs here, you want to put that directly over the hole, which is the center of your circle. So you can see the hole there, and what you want to do is get the crosshairs right over the hole like this. After you've got your protractor in position, you want to start marking the segments. So I usually go by tens, so I will mark 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, etc. I know some people like it a little bit smaller and they'll mark it by fives, but 10 has always worked for me, so I'm just going to do that now quickly. So when you're moving to this side, you want to line the crosshairs up directly over the hole again, but you also want to make sure that your 0 mark and your 180 mark over here are lined up, so that when you do your segments it all adds up. Then you should have a little something that looks like this, and the next step is to draw the grid lines. So for this part you would join up one of the protractor marks with the opposite protractor marks, making sure that every line goes through the dot in the middle, and you do that for all of them. So I'm just going to do that now for you. So after you've done that step, you should be left with something that looks like this. I just want to make a point of saying that it's important to use a sharp pencil for this part, especially if you want really precise mandalas, because the thicker the line is, the more blurred the actual segment space is. So then it's easy to get your patterns different sizes and things, so a sharp pencil is a really good idea here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then what you would do when you start drawing your mandalas is you would sort of aim to get a pattern or a shape in each box, and that way it will always add up at the end and you will have perfect symmetry. You can also get a little creative and sort of use more than one box. So for example, you could do something like this, And because you will have 36 segments and you are using 2 spaces for this shape, you know that it's going to add up because 36 divides by 2. Similarly, if you wanted to do a shape, I don't know, that was 3 spaces, you know it would add up 2 because 36 divides by 3. So that's another way that you could sort of make sure any shapes or patterns that you use that cover more than 1 space like this will add up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. From this point on, you are free to do whatever you want. There's no guidelines, and I think that's what I really love about mandalas. But yeah, I really hope this video helped. Like I said, you can scale this guideline up, you can scale this guideline down. Another thing, when you get further out in the circle, these segments get a little bit too big for you to just sort of have one shape in there, and at that point the guidelines are big but small enough for you to kind of eyeball half. So I would then make my own little guidelines like this instead of having to add more segments using the protractor and everything. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. Again, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye!